Hi everyone, this is Ashwini. I am explaining my microcontroller and embedded system laboratory. So here I am explaining a hardware program that is interface and control of a DC motor. So what is meant by a DC motor? A DC motor is the one which produces a continuous rotation and applying a DC voltage. That means it is like a wheel of a car, where the wheel of a car will have continuous rotation. It will not have a discrete rotation. That means it will not go further, stop, further, stop. It has continuous rotation. So DC meter is also the same. So we are supposed to interface the DC motor. So in this kit here we are interfacing the DC motor. You people can see now here it is DC motor. This is the interface to which the DC motor is connected, and it is a two pin motor. So to this two pin motor we are connecting the DC motor which is with the fan attached to see the continuous rotations. And because the DC motor requires extra voltage supply for rotation, here we have one port to specify to give the extra voltage supply, whatever is required for DC supply. And this button is used to on and off the voltage supply for the DC motor. So using this interface kit with a DC motor connection and the extra voltage supply, we will see how exactly the program will how exactly we can write the program. So here keeping what is meant by a DC motor. So this is what is the pinned configuration for which a DC motor is being connected. That means port 0 is being connected with the DC motor. Port 0, the fifth bit and the sixth bit is used for performing a clockwise and anti-clockwise rotation, and we have used the seventh bit for enabling the DC motor. So when you see in this table, so clocks for clockwise direction we are using bit 5, and for anti-clockwise direction we are using bit 6. That means during clockwise rotation bit 5 is being enabled as 1, and during anti-clockwise rotation bit 6 is being enabled as 1. So that's how we are performing the clockwise and anti-clockwise rotation. So the enable bit is also used with 1 bit. Using this enable bit, we can enable the DC motor. So keeping this in mind, we are performing the rotation of a DC motor. So this is what are the pin configuration of a DC motor. Keeping the fifth bit for clockwise direction and sixth bit for anti-clockwise direction and seventh bit for enabling the DC motor. So not only the any clockwise and anti-clockwise. So how we will give the input? So we have some keys on the kit. That means you can see that kit. So here these are the keys. That is, here you have S1 key, S1 switch, S2 switch, S3 switch, S4. You have some switches which has been interface within this particular kit. So using these switches, we will fix the clockwise direction or anti-clockwise direction or off the motor. So we have selected switch 1 for clockwise, switch 2 for anti-clockwise, and switch 3 for stop the rotation. So keeping this, where are these pins are connected? Where is this switch 1 to where is this switch 1 is connected to the pin number, which pin number this switch 1 is connected, which pin number switch 2 is connected, and which pin number switch 3 is connected is what we are supposed to see. That is what is being specified here. So these keys are being specified or being connected to port 1, 16 bit to 23rd bit. So switch 1 is connected to pin number 16, switch 2 is connected to pin number 17, and switch 3 is connected to pin number 18. That means 16th bit is being used for clockwise direction, 17th bit for anti-clockwise direction, and 18th bit for off state. So this is how these keys are being used for giving the input for the rotation, giving the input for the motor to execute. So here using this we have defined in our program MCW. That means we are defining the clockwise input 0x00100. That means this 1 is represented as the 16th bit is represented as 1. And in the next MCCW, the 17th bit is represented as 1. That means 0010. And this 4 is represented as 0010, 10 for 2, and 4 is represented as 0100. That means the 18 bit is represented as 1. So keeping these three constants, we are going to design DC motor program. So along with the keys, we are supposed to enable that particular switches as output ports, correct? How we are going to enable those switches as output ports, and how we are going to enable the pins of DC motor as output ports, because DC motor is output, the rotation itself, it means that it is output. So here you see port 0 of bit 5 and port 0 bit 6, we are making it high. Here you can see 00006, that means 0110, that is the sixth, 6 is represented as 0110, that means the fifth bit and the fourth bit is made high, that means the motor is specified that it is performing output rotation. Who is specifying that? So it is IO0 DIR. So IO0 DIR is nothing but a direction register which is specifying, if I am representing 0, it is representing as an input port. If it is represented as 1, it is called as the output port. So here the fourth bit and the fifth bit is represented as 1, that means those particular bits are being used for output operation. Similarly, here the switches are also the same. It is 0 1 1 1, that is the 16 bit, 17 bit and the 18 bit is made as 1. That means the first port also it is the same. 1 represents that it is a output operation. So because of that, we are representing it as output operation. So here you can see it is 0000700. So 7 is represented as 011. That is nothing but 16 bit, 17 bit and 18 bit. So all are made as a output bit. Similarly for clockwise and anti-clockwise, we are using the fourth bit and fifth bit. So keeping this in mind, that fourth bit and fifth bit is made for clockwise and anti-clockwise direction, we are supposed to see how we are going to execute this particular program. So this is the program of DC motor. In DC motor program, we have initialized, that is the clockwise direction, anti-clockwise direction and the off state. And IO1 DIR is initialized all high, specifying it is performing output operation, and fifth bit and sixth bit, fourth bit and fifth bit is also specified, it is performing out operation. Now, how exactly the DC motor rotates? See here, we are using IO1 pin. IO1 pin is nothing but the value which has been existing across that particular port pins, correct? That means IO pin is the one register which is having the value of the port value. That means here IO1 means it will have the value of the port 1. If it is IO0, it will have the value of port 0. So I am checking within the while loop that IO1 pin is ANDed with your MCW. That means what is happening? The value of the port 1 is, if it is ANDing with MCW, that means it is 00100. Then if it is true, that means we have pressed the first switch, then definitely it will become true, because we are working with anti-low signal, we have knotted it. So if this condition gets succeeded, we are performing a clockwise rotation. How we can specify that we are performing clockwise rotation? You see, IO0 pin is been initialized with 0x00040. That means 4 is represented as 0100. That means the fifth bit is made high. If the fifth bit is made high, we are performing clockwise rotation. Similarly, here we are again checking for off state. If we want to check for off state, both the fifth bit and the sixth bit should be equivalent to 1. So IO0 pin is equivalent to 0x0011. 11. So 11 is represent the fourth bit and the fifth bit is high, so it will get into off state. But what about your anti-clockwise direction? Again, see, anti-clockwise direction is again checked with IO1 pin with MCCW. If this is success, if this results success, then we are setting IO pin to 00020. That means 2 is represented as 0010. That means which bit is made high? That fifth bit is made high, specifying that it is performing the anti-clockwise rotation. So that is how the program is being written. So keeping this program in keeping the concept of this particular program, we will try to execute this program. So when we first we are supposed to compile. If there are no errors, then again you check that target file has been created by going for options. See the output, go to output, the exa file is created. selected, and go to the linker. In the linker, use memory layout has been selected. Once you have selected, you just click OK. After performing this, we are supposed to make you go to FlashMagick and execute our exa file, whatever has been created. See, where how will you get to know the exa file is created is you try to build a particular code. After you build, it will just specify you that created exa file. That means the exa file will be created of this particular program, whatever we are executing. Select that exa file for the execution of the hardware program. So we will see how exactly the selection of the exa file in the FlashMagick will happen, and how the code will be executed, so that we are seeing the output, the motor is been rotating. So here you can see there are switches S1, S2 and S3. So this is the step, this is the DC motor which has been connected to the DC motor. A fan is being connected so that we can see the rotation of the DC motor. See, the DC motor is connected to this 2-pin port. This is the DC interface which has been present in our kit, which I have explained in the initial part of this particular explanation. So as we press the switches, the motor starts rotating. We can see how the motor rotates. See, as soon as you are pressing switch 1, it starts rotating, and if you press switch 3, that is the off state, it will get off. Again you press another switch, it goes into the different direction of the rotation of the DC motor. This you can continuously check how it executes. This is how the rotation which is being going on. So one by one, and we can that's how the kit is being connected to which what we are performing to see the execution. So that is how the rotation of a DC motor will happen. You can rotate depending upon the switch, whatever you connect, you connect. First you select the exa file. After selecting the exa file in the FlashMagick, after then we are supposed to execute that using the FlashMagick. As soon as we execute using the switch file, switch button, we can select whichever the direction we want. So finally we can see the output, the way in which the stepper DC motor is rotating. It can rotate in clockwise as well as it can rotate in anti-clockwise, whichever the direction it wants, it can rotate. So that is how the DC motor execution is possible, and this will we can check it out in the lab. Thank you.